This is the Video Game Votary. Show your support and hit subscribe right now. What's going on, Video Game Votary Vanguard? It's your boy, the Video Game Votary, here with another episode. So, as you guys know, both the Xbox Series X and the PS5 has been out for a little bit over a month now. I've had time to spend with both. So, this episode, I'm going to let you know overall which console I think is better, which one has the better road ahead, and also I want to discuss as far as which one I think is better as far as design, controller feel, and things of that nature. So sit back, subscribe, catch the vibe, and find out my thoughts next. Welcome back. Before we get today's video started, if you're a fan of video game content, convention coverage, pickups videos, live streams, and much more, be sure to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that bell, turn on notifications so that you'll miss a single episode. And as always, we upload every Tuesday and Thursdays at 4 p.m. right here on the Video Game Votary. Okay guys, welcome back to the episode. So I want to start off with the design. Let's take another close look at the PS5's design. Very sleek design, very out the box, very different from the previous PlayStation console designs, with the nice gloss black there and the white finish. And what I want to do is take a look at the design of each console as far as the hardware is concerned. Then we'll get into the controllers, and I'll give you my thoughts on which one I feel is better. And here's the Series X. Got the green imaging in the top of the console there. Stands nice and stout, firm. Pretty plain, keep it completely honest. And let's take a look at each controller. And here we have the DualSense controller for the PS5. Get a nice look at that. Nice adaptive triggers. Very nice design. And here's my Shock Blue Xbox Series X controller. Very nice design. Really like that D-pad on there. Very, very similar to the Xbox One X controller. Alright guys, so overall, I like the designs of both consoles. But if I'm being completely honest, I gotta give the edge as far as design to the PS5, simply because I feel like Sony put more thought and creative aspects into designing this console and making it stand out. Nothing like their other consoles. I think they did a great job. I know some people don't like it. We're being completely honest. You walk in the game room or your basement, living room, wherever you got this PS5 sitting at, this thing just boasts. It stands nice, tall and stout and big and bulky, and it is basically yelling at you, letting you know that the PS5 is there. Very, very great design. I think they did an awesome job differentiating itself from the previous generations of consoles. As far as the Xbox, not a bad design, but to be completely honest, it's pretty plain. Some people like to keep it simple. I do like the tower feel, like a PC. And most importantly, I like that green imaging on the top. But I feel like they could have put a little more effort into the design. Not a bad design, but I obviously got to give the edge to the PS5 there. I think they did a good job. Maybe if they had made it a little flat, they wouldn't include the stand right there. But I mean, I think the stand was a nice touch as well. Now, as far as the controllers are concerned, the Xbox, let's start with the Xbox Series X controller. They didn't make many changes with that, and I guess they stuck with, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Everything is almost identical to the One X controller. The main difference will be the share button in the middle, but I will say this, I really love this clicky D-pad. I think they did an excellent job with that, so I do like that. And this is probably one of the most beloved controllers, and I think many gamers will agree with that. So not a bad design, but they didn't change much to give you a feel of being different, and some people like that. Now the DualSense controller, I think they did an excellent job. Totally redesigned, all new concepts. Some things remained the same, like the center touchpad there, but they added the share button. The D-pad's a bit different, and even right here with like the handles, I think they did an excellent job with that, because it gives me Switch Pro controller vibes. And also the adaptive triggers on the back, they did an excellent job with that. And prior to this controller coming out, my favorite controller was the Switch Pro controller, and I know I rant and rave about the controller a lot, but this one has taken a place. It's just so comfortable in your hands when you're playing it. I think they did an excellent job. So with the controller, I got to give the edge once again to Sony. So let's get into some of the software, and then I'll get into the games exclusives, and then my overall thoughts on which one I think is better. Okay guys, so now I want to dive into the dashboard setup on the consoles itself. Once again, Microsoft didn't make too many changes with their dashboard. I'm assuming they once again stuck with the concept, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I think they wanted to make it as familiar as possible for all their players that came over from the previous generation. Sony has made some significant changes, very different. I think that they once again put a little bit more thought into making it different from previous generations of consoles. So even with that, I have to give Sony the edge as well. One thing I will say, I feel like as far as straight load up time from the time you hit the power button on each console to the time you get straight to the dashboard, that right there, I'm going to give the edge to the Xbox Series X, because it just seems like it's almost instant. That menu pops up right away. Next topic I want to discuss as far as setup. Both were relatively easy, but as far as setup is concerned, I'm going to have to give the edge to the Series X, especially if you have the Xbox app. It is seamless, it's very quick, easy, straight to the point, straightforward, and it happens almost instantly. Also like the fact that when I purchased this one, this was one of the ones that I got where you make the payment plan and you get Xbox Ultimate Game Pass as well as Live. It was already built in. All you had to do was click claim was included on the console, and that was completely effortless. It was no codes that needed to get put in, nothing like that. It was straight to the point, straightforward, very, very easy. So as far as setup is concerned, I'm going to give the edge to the Series X as well. As far as overall, or as far as games, let's go to exclusives. So exclusives, obviously I got to give the edge to Sony, because they actually have some titles that is strictly for the PS5. I haven't seen anything for Series X. I've seen some games that's been optimized, which isn't a bad thing, but I can't really say that I got the true feel of the Series X just yet. And I understand, you know, there's been patches and stuff like that that take advantage of the new hardware, but I'm really waiting on that game that comes out and that box says strictly Series X and not Series X/1X. So that edge is going to go to the PlayStation 5. Now, as far as overall, I will say, well, before we get to that, let's talk about which console I've been spending more time on. So you guys know I had the PS5 about 2 weeks before I got the Series X, and obviously before that it was all PS5. Now, when I did get the Series X, I have been enjoying Game Pass a lot, but one key factor played a role in which console I've been playing the most, and I'm sure you guys could probably guess, because I'm pretty sure I've made a post, and if not, you guys are about to find out. So, being that the Ultimate Game Pass and that payment plan that I purchased came with Xbox Live Gold, I figured I shouldn't renew Sony's PlayStation Plus, because I got it included with Series X. So with that being said, I went ahead and purchased Call of Duty Cold War Black Ops on the Series X. So you guys should already know who won that battle. Almost since I got the Series X, I got Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War maybe a day or two after I got the Series X. And I'll be completely honest with you, I have not played my PS5 since I got Call of Duty. I'm thoroughly enjoying that game online. If you haven't played it yet, please check it out. It's just an enormous amount of fun. I'm just enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun with that game. And what I will say as far as that's concerned, like obviously the answer to that question is I'm having more time on the Series X strictly because of Call of Duty. Like I have not literally played another game. I take that back. I recently downloaded Tetris, which is on the Game Pass, which is completely got me excited. Tetris is one of my favorite games of all time. So I've been spending a lot of time on the Series X strictly because I've been playing Call of Duty. Now I will say this, I feel like I may have a more enjoyable feel playing Call of Duty using that DualSense controller, because I do like how that feels better, but I'm also very familiar with Xbox design with their controller as well. So, and a lot of my friends that I play Call of Duty with are on the Xbox, so it kind of works. And you know, we're all not made of money, so it wouldn't be smart for me to be online with Xbox Live Gold and also pay for Sony PlayStation Plus. I said going in that I was going to make a choice as far as which one I'm going to be online with, and I think logically that makes sense. So that's going to go into my next topic. I want to discuss which one do I feel would be better as far as solo gameplays versus online. Being that I feel like Sony has more exclusives and more exclusives on the way, and to my personal opinion, better exclusive, I would give that as the PS5. Multiplayer, I feel like Xbox may give you a little bit of an edge as far as a better feel, a better experience playing online, because you basically can utilize your PC, utilize those games, as well as just using your Xbox Series X console to kind of, you know, blend everything in. Even though this cross console play, I still feel like that Xbox is giving a little bit better experience, being that they're made strictly from, you know, they're coming from the computer field, so they're very familiar with how to make that work as far as their network is concerned and all that is concerned as well. So I know there's been a lot of talk about consoles crashing. You got Xbox fans saying PlayStation crashing, PlayStation fans saying Xbox is crashing. I will say this. It has been a bunch of times where I'm playing Call of Duty and literally in the middle of the match, the game completely crashes. It's a snowy white screen and it sends me back to the main menu. Also, I will also say that it's been plenty of times where I haven't taken the disc out for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I haven't taken that out. That's the only game, technically, only physical game that I have on the Series X. I've had multiple times where I start my Xbox up and it will say insert the game disc. I've ran into that problem a lot. I've also ran into the game crashing a lot. So overall, right now, as far as bugs and stuff is concerned, and which one I feel it has had less breakdowns and shutdowns and stuff like that, the answer is going to go to PlayStation. So overall, which one do I feel is better? I'm going to go with the PS5 for right now, even though I haven't played it in a couple weeks. Once again, strictly because of Call of Duty. But overall, I like the concept and the design of the hardware. Also, I enjoy the dashboard. I think that they thought outside the box with it. I've really loved the controller a whole lot. And I just think overall, they did a better job. I think they put more thought process, and they put a little more thought into the process of designing everything as a whole, from software to hardware. That's not to say that Xbox is bad or that there's anything wrong with it. But as far as not having exclusives right away, and also as far as all the crashing that's taking place, and it could very well be the servers for Call of Duty. So take that with a grain of salt. Do your own research. Let me know down in the comment section if you have the Series X or the Series S. What's your experience so far? And also, I think it's worth noting that in the gaming community, there's been a lot of rumblings about Cyberpunk, the new Cyberpunk game. And a lot of people have been complaining about that. And they're saying that the best experience is on the Series X, which makes sense because Sony has been refunding customers that has purchased Cyberpunk on the PS5 and the PS4. So that's something to consider as well. So it's really, in my personal opinion, that's going to lead to my final topic. Which one should you go with? Now, I know initially, a few months back, leading up to the release of these next generation consoles, I was fully on board and feeling like the Series X was the better buy. Strictly because Xbox was promoting full backwards compatibility. And as I mentioned in my video before, I tried to put in Simpsons Road Rage on the original Xbox copy, and it didn't read it. Now, I know some people like, oh, well, they didn't really say it was fully backwards compatible or things need to be worked out, which is fine. But I feel like that was their main marketing for this console, and to push that out there. And I just really felt like I can grab any game out of my Xbox library and put it in there and it's going to work. That's the way it was presented to me. And I felt like that was a little bit of a letdown and a disappointment. Now, granted, I was one of the lucky ones to get both consoles, so I was able to enjoy both. But I gotta be completely honest, I was pretty turned off with the fact that I wasn't able to put that game in there and play it, because that's what they preached for, you know, since the summertime when they did the initial presentation and presenting the Xbox Series X. Now, we had to wait and see, like when Halo comes out, if things change. Halo just may be a blockbuster hit, which I'm expecting. You know, they pulled it off, and I don't think they scrapped it, but they went back to the table to basically make it better than what was presented out there, because a lot of people saying, oh, this doesn't look next gen, it's not good enough. So I'm guessing that that game, when it comes out, is going to be phenomenal. So I'm remaining optimistic as far as the Xbox is concerned, but I have thoroughly been enjoying both. I need to be back on my PS5 a little bit more, but Call of Duty has my full-blown attention right now, if I'm being completely honest. And as far as which one I would choose and which one I feel you should buy, is really up to you. As far as online play, a lot of things dictate which console you go with, because it's always with this console war with Sony and Xbox, where to me what really dictates it, if you're not going to get both, would dictate it if you play online, solo campaigns or solo games in itself, exclusive titles. All those things play a role and play a factor, because being that they're at the same price point, that definitely kind of makes you choose, and it's really preference. So if you're the type to play online a lot, you basically, to me, you want to consider who are the people that you play with online the most. Is it Sony or is it Xbox? And I feel like your decision should go either way, in either direction, depending on who you play with. Me personally, I have friends on both, but as far as Call of Duty, which is the game I play most online, I have more friends on Xbox. It makes more sense for me to, if I had to choose one, I would choose Xbox. But overall, just as a gamer, from a gamer perspective, I would say right now, and probably for a little bit into the future, I would give that edge to Sony. So I would definitely choose the PS5 over the Xbox, simply because of exclusive titles. I feel like they have better exclusive titles. They have more exclusive titles. Now, Microsoft just purchased a bunch of gaming studios, so I'm expecting a whole lot of Xbox exclusive titles coming soon to the Series X and the Series S. So that's something to stay tuned for. I'm also optimistic about that. I'm excited about that, and I'm looking very forward to what Microsoft is bringing to the table, as well as the PS5. So that's going to conclude today's episode. I want to thank you guys for your continued support. Please consider hitting that like button, subscribe, comment down in the comment section below if you picked up either the PS5 or the Series X, or both if you're lucky. Let me know which one that you feel is better. What was your better experience and why? Also, I want urging you guys to continue to support the channel in other ways. Follow on all gaming and social platforms at VideoGameVotary. Also, please support the VideoGameVotary eBay stores. A link in the description. Plenty of games for sale, other electronics as well. Consider supporting on Patreon, PayPal, Cashapp. Everything is linked in the description. Thank you for your continued support. Continue to watch these videos and share. That helps out the channel a great deal. Also, the VideoGameVotary podcast is back on your favorite podcast platforms. Just type in VideoGameVotary. Also, hit the subscribe and follow button on your favorite podcast platform of choice. That helps out the podcast as well, as far as growing that. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. It's your boy, the VideoGameVotary, aka the flyest gamer in the world, and we out. Thank you for watching. Follow me on all social media platforms at VideoGameVotary.